Hi everyone, it's Sarah Fancy bringing you another webinar. And this webinar is going to be about imprinting. I'm going to bring up the slides. Okay. So this webinar is about imprinting frequencies for people, animals, and plants. A Spooky2 presentation by Sara Fancy. So here you have images. These are photos I took. I did a bit of research before I put this presentation together on basically imprinting water with thoughts and words and uh, all kinds of things. And these were some results I got. And the right one on the right, I don't know if you can see it, but to me that looks like a horse. Like it either be a profile or looking straight on. And then I sort of have interpretations of the other ones, but I'm not going to go into it. But anyway, this is water that I froze. I just put it in I think I had it in a little, it's good if you have Petri dishes. And then, there's so many ways that you can experiment with that. But my point here is to show you how water does absorb, right? So it absorbs thoughts and it definitely absorbs frequencies. Okay. And that's what I'm going to focus on today. But the woman who's worth checking out, her name is Veda Austin. She's from New Zealand. And it's The Secret Intelligence of Water. I'll put the link to one of her videos in the description because it's really great what she's doing. She's actually put together a language. She's got to the point now where the water will communicate to her through the images that she gets when she freezes them. Like she asks a question and then she gets the image, and she's done it enough times consistently to recognize symbols and a language that she's put together that the water is communicating to her with. So it's pretty cool. I think so. Anyway. All right, let's go to the next slide. So in this presentation is an introduction to Spooky2 imprinting, materials for imprinting, Spooky2 devices for imprinting, scaler, Generator X Pro, cold laser, PEMF, remote, TENS pads. You can also use the XM generator as well. So how to imprint, and then I'm not doing a Q&A. I'm basically asking anyone who has questions, you can put them in the comments and I will answer them. Okay. Imprinting is when we embed frequencies into, water, holographic stickers or holographic tape, essential oils, creams, ointments, crystals, gemstones, sand, copper, gold, silver. So those are just some of the things that you can imprint. And the devices that can be used for imprinting are Spooky2 scaler. There's a picture there on the right of the scaler device. And the way that you would imprint with the scaler is basically you would place the supplements, medicines, oil, herbs, intentions, etc. on the receiver coil. So whatever you want to imprint the water, whatever you want to put into the water, okay, you place that on the receiver box, which is it's this one on the right. And there's a coil there, right? And you just place it on there, and it's recommended to use glass if you're using supplements and things like that. Like, don't use plastic. And then on the transmitter box, which is here on the left, you put a glass of water, and that will then absorb all the frequencies that you're putting into the scaler, okay? I mean all the things like the supplements, medicines, oils, herbs, etc., whatever you want to put into the water. That's how it works with the scaler. Pretty simple, pretty simple. And then you obviously you drink the water the next day, and then you're absorbing it. And so here's an example of how you could do that. So I've got my dogs there on the bed, and the scaler units on either side of the bed. You want it at least 6 feet apart, at least. You want to keep, I believe it's 2 feet from the receiver coil and 1 foot from the 2 foot from the transmitter box and 1 foot from the receiver coil away from that. So here you go. So you add medications, supplements, essential oils onto the receiver coil, put a glass of water onto the transmitter coil, and put imprinted scalar water into the pet's water bowl. Okay, so you can do that too. And then they'll be drinking that, the following day or evening. So here's John White. John White is the creator of Spooky2. He created all the devices, and who better to hear from than John around how it works. So here we go. I'm just going to play this clip.
Once the field has been established, you can then send information through the field. And this is where it really gets interesting. If you've got a need to take medicine each day. Now, medicine, as everyone knows, is pretty expensive, and you've got to go to the doctor every time to get a renewal of your subscription. That's another. They've got their business model perfected, absolutely perfected. But there is another way now that Spooky's come along. You can take a single, very, very expensive tablet, put that on the receiver plate of our scalar device, and the information from the medicine is being transferred into the scalar field. All you've got to do is be within that scalar field, and you get the benefits of that information. There are researchers that are actually this is in the northern part of Florida, who are using hemp oil in their scalar units, and they're putting the information of the THC into water, and they're measuring it using gas refractometers. They're measuring the spikes where the THC is. So it's not just hearsay, it is a science.
Is it possible that the device also cannot kind of provide again like kind of substitute as energy source of the device, and to provide even maybe minerals or whatever like is missing?
Absolutely. As an engineer, I'd say that the idea is crazy. But as a person that doesn't put the shop blind, I look around and I try things. I know as a point of fact that it does work. This example I gave before about the THC oil, that proves beyond a doubt that it's putting the information of the oil into the water, and the effects of the oil will be the effects of the water if you consume it.
Yeah, there you go. There you have it. Isn't that crazy? I love it. Okay, now I'm going to tell you about another device that you can use to do imprinting, which is the cold laser. Okay, so here's the picture of it. This is the cold laser wrist device, right? It's on a strap. It has sorry, lost my train of thought there. Okay. So this is what you do. You connect cold laser to the output 1 of the generator. All right. Do not use a booster. Okay. Place the cold laser wrist over the top of the glass container of water and run desired frequencies. Do not look directly at the red laser light. Best to wear protective glasses when using cold laser. So that's very important. You don't want to damage your eyes. And that's a really great way of transferring frequencies into water. As an example, I mean, and I'm going to tell you other ways as well. So yeah, you basically just put it on top of the water and let it shine into the water. And now you have the PEMF and TENS pads. Okay, so the cold laser and the PEMF and the TENS pads, they all come with a kit, or you can buy them as independent accessories, and they're not that expensive. They're really affordable. Okay, so with the PEMF, which looks like a spoon, it's that black kind of spoon-like object at the top there on the right with a hole in the middle. That hole is for essential oils that you can put in the middle there, right? But you can also put things on top of it. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you more in a minute. So you attach the PEMF coil to the generator, place materials on top of the PEMF coil, the BN side up, and run the frequencies. And you want to use the booster. You can use the booster with the PEMF and the TENS pads. And then it's, I believe it's high power on the out of the booster. And then if you're using the TENS pads, right, which are those sticky pads, you can just put the material that's holding whatever it is you want to imprint. Okay, so if it's, say, like a crystal, you could just put the pads right onto the crystal. Or if it's a container of water, you could put the pads on the container and it will go into the water. The frequencies will get into the water like that. So these are some experiments that I did. So I'm printing Epsom salts with Schumann frequencies. So anyone who doesn't know what Schumann frequencies, and I apologize, I spelt it wrong. It is 2 N's at the end, not one. My bad. So it's 7.83 is the Schumann frequency. That's the frequency of the Earth. And, you know, it fluctuates. Okay, so it does change. I've got a app on my phone that gives a current reading of the frequencies on the Earth. It's kind of cool. Anyway, so yeah, it's not always at that number, but that's the one, that's the go-to number. So here we go. We connect the PEMF coil to the booster. The high output is attached to the generator. So the booster is attached to the generator and the PEMF is attached to the booster. And here you have the picture on the left. I put the Epsom salts in a bowl, glass bowl, and then I put them on top, like you see on the right. I just placed it on top of the PEMF coil. And then when, you know, after I imprinted, I took a bath with those salts. What did I notice? So what I noticed was it really helped me with my aches and pains. I'd been doing a lot of physical work around that time. I was digging the road every day, repairing the road with a shovel. And I was spending an hour doing that every day. And I took a bath and I felt really good after. Like I wasn't in a lot of aches and pains, agony kind of thing. Now we're talking about imprinting Schumann frequencies into structured water. So what is structured water? So basically structured water is water that is back to its original form. It's contaminated with all kinds of things, you know, like drinking water. And there's different ways of doing that. Like there's different ways of restructuring the water. One of the ways is when you place the water on the scaler. on the scalar, on the transmitter coil that I talked about earlier, that even if you weren't putting anything in there, like supplements or anything, that water is going to be restructured. Okay. And then if you have the colloidal silver kit, that but it's the base, and you put the water on there and it spins the water. That restructures the water. And then also, I have a like a wand, a glass wand. It's amazing. It's not a Spooky2 product. It's another product, but that restructures water just by stirring the water. And if you want, I can put a link to that because it's pretty awesome. It's a pretty awesome tool to add to your kit. I can put a link to that in the description. All right, so I ran the Schumann program 3 times, meaning I did a cycle of it 3 times. And then I drank 48 to 64 milliliters of imprinted water daily for several days. And I do feel like I was having a detox, if I remember. This was a few months ago. I'm basically reviving all my presentations that I've done for Spooky to put on this channel, so it's maybe more accessible for people. So it wasn't like I just did that experiment. I did it like last winter, and if I remember correctly, it felt like I was going through a cleanse. It was pretty intense, but it was good. I mean, it had a good outcome. I felt good in the end. It definitely does something. Let's go to the next one. So you can also imprint with the remote. And just going back to what I was talking about, you can put any frequencies in there. You don't have to do what I did. You don't have to do the Schumann resonance. I just did that because I'm obsessed with the Schumann resonance. You can do they have in the database, they have essential oils, they have Bach flower remedies, they have medicines, they have, aspirin, things like that, all kinds of things as a frequency. And you can do anything you want, vitamins, supplements as frequencies, right? So here's a remote. Place the materials such as stickers. All right, so let's focus on the stickers. They have to be holographic. Spooky2 did used to have them, but then I think they ran out, and they don't. If you buy the generator, you no longer get the holographic stickers, but you can buy them easily. Like you can buy them online, and they're not expensive. They just have to be holographic. Then you attach the remote via the booster to the generator and run your desired frequencies. So whatever frequencies you want to put in the stickers. So for instance, if you have a pet and you want to help them like quickly, you can make a sticker pretty quickly. Okay, I'm going to show you how to do that later. And then you can put it on the inside of their collar, or you can put it on their water bowl, or you can put it somewhere, where they're gonna have contact with it. I think the collar is good on the inside of the collar, and then put a tape around it as well so that it doesn't fall off, because they tend to fall off. Okay. All right. So make sure to take out the stickers before the program ends, or the magnets inside the remote will erase any imprinted frequencies. So that's really important if you're doing stickers. All right. Because once you stop the program, and if the stickers are still in the remote, they're going to get wiped because of the magnets in there. Some trainers say start the program and then put them in. I don't. I just put them in, and then I start the program and run it and take them out before it ends. Hope that's clear. And there is the remote box on the right. Okay, so how long do the stickers last? Well, the frequencies on stickers will be wiped off by radiation, magnets, and full sun. Okay. For traveling through the airport with stickers, it is suggested to cover them in tin foil, right, to avoid the radiation. You can do the same for sending stickers in the mail. So here you have the Spooky2 stickers that I was talking about. Who knows? Maybe they're going to bring them back. I don't know. All right. So Spooky2 products are experimental. So what that means is that, you use it and then you find what works for you. Okay. Because everybody is different. Some people are more sensitive than others. Some people don't feel anything. Some people feel too much. You just have to monitor yourself. And, these are kind of guidelines that I'm giving you, but like find your way into it. All right. And have fun. Have fun with it and experiment and see what works, what doesn't work. And then try again and try again until you start getting great results. Okay. And there's help. Like if I know some people don't like Facebook, I'm not a big fan, but I'll tell you, there's a lot of resources on there. And there's several Spooky2 groups that people have started independent of Spooky2. So these groups are not related to any of the team at Spooky2. Okay. It's just people who want to help other users in learning how to work the devices and do all these things like imprinting. Okay. So for instance, Spooky2 Rye for Life has 80,000 people in that group. That's a lot of people. And you can join that group. And then in the search at the top right, you can put in imprinting, say like you did that. And then all the posts about imprinting are going to come up. And that's one way that I learned a lot. I learned a lot from there. And the people are very generous with their time and energy and you'll get a lot of advice on there. All right. So they also are very cautious about getting terminated. And that happens if you use certain words like cure. You cannot say that word. We're not allowed to say that in America. It's that kind of place. It's kind of weird. I know, but you can't use that word. Otherwise, they'll shut you down. And it will be a shame, so that they're kind of strict like that. Like, they have to monitor that page. So don't get upset if they don't let your comment through or whatever, just take the advice and research and none of those guys are getting paid, right? They're doing it because they got results and they want to help other people. And that's the spirit of Spooky2, right? Let's help ourselves. Let's be sovereign over our own health, right? And use this incredible technology to make ourselves better and improve our life. Like you can't put a price on health. You can't. Okay, so here we go. Spooky2 users experiment with different methods for imprinting. One suggested method when imprinting stickers inside the remote is to shorten the dwell time and repeat the chain. This method allows you to create imprinted stickers quickly. Another experiment is to sandwich optic fiber cable between two stickers. The general consensus is to place the holographic side onto the skin and place a band-aid or surgical tape to hold it in place. You can also place in coin holders and carry them in your pocket if you don't want to put the sticker next to your skin. So some people have sensitive skin and they don't want that on their skin. Right? I'm kind of like that. I don't really like things sticking to my skin. I've done the experiment with the optic fiber cable. I used it on a friend and she had 3 things going on. I made some stickers for her. She put them on and it helped a lot. Like she told me the next day she didn't have any of those things bothering her. I can't remember what they were. I think one was a migraine and one was a shoulder pain, and she may have had bellyache or something like that. But she was good the next day, and I was like, "Whoa, that's great. That's great." And just going back to the dwell time, if you don't know what that is, I am going to show you because I'm going to go into the software. But basically, the dwell time means the time of the cycle of the frequency. Okay. So the default is 180 seconds. That's 3 minutes. That's the default usually in the programs. And you can change that and you can make it faster. So the way that they talked about this is in one of the groups, right? I think there is a group specifically for imprinting. And they talk about how it's better to like a hammer away quickly, like repeatedly. Like, so you're putting the frequencies fast, but you're repeating it. They say that that's more effective. Okay. Than letting it go for 3 minutes each one and maybe not doing as many cycles. But again, find what works for you, right? Another thing I want to say is some people imprint the water and then they freeze it. And the way that the ice freezes tells them like, oh yeah, the frequencies worked or in there. Like I think they do one without frequencies and one with frequencies, and the one with frequencies looks different. I think it's clearer. I'm not sure, but it looks different. And so that's when they say, oh yeah, the frequencies are in there. I saw one image where it literally like overflowed, like it really expanded. So you could try that too. Try some experiments like that. Okay, so why don't you screenshot this? This is pretty cool. I got this off the Imprinting Facebook page because they have files, right? And you can just download stuff. Very useful information from there. This is where I got this. So this is about changing the dwell time. And I'm not good at maths and stuff like that. Like, I'm not good, but I can read instructions and I can put the numbers in. I can do that. And I'm sure you can do that too. So basically, like I said, here we have number one, the dwell multiplier, 180 seconds per frequency. That's the default. Then if you go 0.5, it's 90 seconds. And if you go 0.33333, that's 60 seconds. That's what I'm going to do when I go in. I'm going to show you that. Or you can go 0.16666, and that's 30 seconds, and so on. Okay, I'm not going to call them all out because there's quite a few. And then as far as repeating the cycle, right, there's variations. You can repeat them 7 times or 10 times or 15 times or 20 times. These are just suggestions. Like if you're in a hurry and you do, say like you did 7 cycles and you're running it at that 0.333, that's 7 minutes. So you've got your sticker in 7 minutes, and you can even do it faster than that. If you did like 0.002775, that's half a second. That would be, I believe, 3.5 seconds that you could have that sticker if you did it 7 times. Do you understand? So here we go. I'm going to go to the next one. So how do you imprint? So first of all, decide on what frequencies you want to imprint. Like, what do you need, or what are you trying to do? Okay, is it for you? Is it for a friend? Is it for your pet? Okay, choose something to imprint onto, such as water, oil, stickers, crystals, etc. Set up and connect your Spooky2 device ready for imprinting. And then run the frequencies through the device onto the specific material. So that's pretty straightforward. Okay, that's your step-by-step, straightforward. This is how you're going to do it. but you have to decide what you want it for. Okay. What did I do? I imprinted crystals and I put them in my dog's bed. I think I did the Schumann resonance. I have a massive quartz crystal, and I imprinted that with Schumann resonance, and I just have it in the room. You know, it's just, it's like you can build up like these frequencies in your room, and I think it's pretty cool. So here we go to the next one. Let's take a look at the Spooky software. All right, so I'm going to stop share here. Stop share, share again. And here it is. Okay, so let's go in presets. Going into home. All right, so we're in the preset tab in the software. We're in the home box. So what do I want to do? So I'm going to do something that I talked about. All right, so I'm going to do the Schumann resonance in, let's say, the PEMF coil. Okay, let's just try that. And so if I do that, I can put it in water, I can put it in salt, oil, right? You just place the object on top of the PEMF. And I told you how to attach it and everything. So you set that up for us, right? You have it all attached to a generator. You know what generator it is, the port number. All right. So, all right, we go to shell empty presets. All right. Then we are going to go into Spooky coil, right? So you see here, contact, no, plasma, no, remote, no, scalar, no, foot bath, no, Spooky audio, no, Spooky coil. Sorry, that's what we want, Spooky coil. And then there's Spooky laser. So it doesn't say PEMF, it says coil. All right, so click on that. Then I'm going to go into programs and I'm going to find Schumann. So I spell it SCHUMANN, not one N, NN. Look it up. All right, so we have Schumann waves, Schumann resonance, and Schumann. So which one do I want? So I'm just going to go with the Schumann resonance, which is the 7.83 for now. Just as an example. Just as an example. Okay, so I highlighted it and then I click on the plus. Boom. Now it's in that box. You have to make sure it's in that box. I've done that mistake so many times. Why isn't it loading? I go back and I realize, oh, I didn't click on that plus sign. The other thing is you can double click it and it will drop in that box. All right, so now I'm going to change the dwell multiplier that we talked about. This software, just heads up, this is from 2022. The later versions may have this options box, right? And it may be somewhere else. But it will look like this. It will have a list of, repeat each frequency, repeat program, repeat sequence, repeat chain. So the repeat chain is on 0. So that means it's just going to keep going and going. And then dwell multiplier, I highlight that. So that's where you're going to change it, right? So what did I say? I want to do 0.033333. And that should come up as 60 seconds. We'll see. That's what it says on that list that I showed you earlier. Okay, so now that's all set up. So now I'm going to go into control. All right. And I'm going to click on overwrite generator. All right, and there we have it. Yeah, and that's 19 seconds that's gonna estimated runtime says 19 seconds. I thought it was 60 seconds. Maybe I did something wrong. Maybe I put the zero. Maybe I didn't put the zero in the right place. I apologize. Anyway, you get the idea, right? I hope you get the idea. And then you just press start, and then that's gonna imprint it's gonna imprint whatever you have on the PMF coil. Okay, let's go back. I wanna do it again because I wanna do regular. I just want to do the regular dwell time. Okay, because maybe you don't want to mess around with that or whatever. So let's go back into home, start again. Shell empty presets, coil, programs, human resonance. Now I'm going to go see how it goes back to default. It says 12 multiplier 1. I'm going to leave it there like that. And then I'm going to go to control, overwrite, click on 5. There. Estimated runtime. So that's 10 minutes. Estimated runtime, 10 minutes there. Yeah, so I've got a feeling that that is a preset that has been set to a certain dwell time. Okay. Well, anyway, say like I want to just do that for, if I have a pint glass of water, I might do it for like 20 minutes or something, 2 or 3 or 4 cycles, you know? I think 1 cycle is sufficient. But it's really up to you. I think when I did the salt, I said I did it 3 cycles. So it's really up to you to check that out. But I think 1 cycle would be sufficient. And that's not very long. That's not a long time. And then you just press start. And there you go. I hope I didn't confuse you. Let's go back and do something else. So let's do stickers, because that's where you change the dwell time. I changed the dwell time on the PMF, but just leave it to the default. But it's the stickers that they talk about changing the dwell time and doing it quicker if you want. You don't have to either. It will work either way. Let's go back into presets. I don't want to confuse you. I'm sorry if I did. Okay, stick with me, okay? Here we go. Right, so now remember the stickers go in the remote box. So I click on shell, empty presets, go to remote. Okay. Now, what am I doing? Am I killing or healing? Let's say I am, let's see, what do I want to do on a sticker? What should we do on the sticker? Let's try a pain, right? So that would be healing. If there's a pain, we want to heal the pain. All right, so I clicked on healing. If you're not sure, you can do kill or heal. Let's do that, kill or heal. So you have both options. Go into programs. I'm going to put pain in the search. All right, acute pain. 42 minutes. All right, so look, it has all those frequencies in there. So that's a 42-minute cycle. So here's the dwell multiplier. That is set at 0.35. All right, I'm going to change it to the 0.0333, which should be 1 second. That will, let's see, 0.03. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, see that. All right, now let's go into, whoops, can't see. Let's go into the control tab. You overwrite, always overwrite first, then go to your port. All right, here we go. All right, so it went from 42 seconds to 42 minutes to 1 minute and 23 seconds. See that? So it shrunk it down a lot. Then what else? It says here, kill or heal R. Make sure it says R. That means remote. R is for remote. DH is for the person who created that program. I believe that's David Halliday. And then over here, it tells me that I have the acute pain program. There. So my thing is in the way and I can't see it, but you can see it. And then you just press start. And then it will just keep going and going until you manually turn it off. Just want to make sure. Yeah. So repeat chain is at 0. So that's just going to recycle and recycle until you manually turn it off. So if I ran that 7 times, right, which was what one of the suggestions, that would be 7 times 1 minute and 23 seconds, which is approximately going to be around 10 minutes. So that's pretty fast for stickers. And then remember, you keep it running, you take the sticker out, and then you stop the program. Because otherwise you'll wipe off the information from the sticker. Remember that, because there's a magnet inside the remote. Okay. So I think you get the idea. You get the idea now? It's pretty simple. I don't want to overwhelm you. You know, if you got all confused with the dwell time, just go with the default to start with. And then when you get a little more confident, play around with the dwell time and see how it comes up here. See, oh, one cycle is 1 minute and 23 seconds. Okay. That's it. It's pretty simple. And yeah, just have fun with it and see what you can do. So I think that's it for me now. I'm going to stop now. And I just want to thank you all for watching. I hope it was useful. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments and I will answer them as best I can. And also, if you want to contact me, I'm at frequencies@gmail.com. So frequencies, frequenciesUP@gmail.com. I'm also on Facebook as Sara Fancy. I'm on Instagram as Sara Fancy Constellation. That's Sarah without an H. And then this channel, I'll be loading more videos that I've done to help you use your Spooky2 devices and understand them a little better. Okay, thanks for watching, everyone. And then I will have a discount code in the in the description. So check that out. Okay, bye.